I have no idea what's going wrong with my intro music. It will not play through StreamYard at sometimes. I can hear it in my headphones and I can see it's not playing in through StreamYard. So apologies for the improvisation if you guys could hear it. If you couldn't, well then all the better for you guys. Welcome to the Team Sheet Tantrum, and I'm glad I've brought a small bit of brevity to the start. Or I hope at least I did my musings at the start there. Brought a bit of brevity. Actually, there we go. Try and say that after a few points. Brought a bit of brevity, because that's a tough one. We obviously have Man City today, and even me, probably one of the most ardent, positive faces before games. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can do the positivity today. I'm not sure I can do there is a path to win this game today because that phenomenon up front, Paddy, is absolutely, it's just so scary. Like, it's scary to see what's going to happen. Now, hopefully Jan Bednarak comes in and endears himself to the fans day one and absolutely shuts him out. But I think there'll be a lot of bookies give you a lot of good odds on that one.
I think there would. It's if it couldn't get any worse than playing Man City, it's Man City actually playing with a striker, and a world class striker, which is a scary thought given how we've played for the opening few games. But there's always a but. We just got to hang on to any bit of positivity that we can because that's the way we are. I don't have much today. I don't have much positivity. As anyone that listens to the show knows, that my family are all Man City fans. So I really dread this day and have done since we came back into the Premier League. We've had very little change from these guys in the last decade, especially. In the noughties, I had a little bit of success and a few nice days out, but I've absolutely no love for this game today. I'll be watching it through my fingers, and all I can do is hope for the best.
I will, for one of the few times anyway, over the last couple of years, well, since the podcast has been on, I'll be watching it through the bottom of a pint glass because I'm going into meet with a couple of the Connacht lines again. Last time we met, if anybody's keeping score, we beat Everton 2-1. So there they are. The official Lions Club pennant is up there. The Connacht lines might just be the key to unlocking the rest of our season, and the level of our alcoholism might be the key to unlocking the rest of our season. And look, I'm sure if we do win again, I'll be expecting a phone call from Mr. Gerrard and his coaching team just to keep morale high here in the Connacht Lions Club, so that we can still keep on going out and go drinking for the games if we do win. But I do think, look, even the most ardent Villa fan, there's probably a way to a point in this game, a really frustrating point for Manchester City. There's probably a way whereby we literally just ride our luck completely. I mean, like Arsenal first half multiplied, but Arsenal first 20 minutes multiplied by 10. There's probably a way that we can do that. And I know I said I wasn't going to, that I couldn't really muster the positivity for this one, but if we think about it, the two best games that Steven Gerrard coached last season were arguably the two games against Man City.
Yeah, I was at the first one. I was very positive after it, despite the fact that we were beaten. I was very hard on Gerrard after the second one because I seemed to bring it up on a weekly basis. His decision to take off Coutinho cost us 3 points and cost Liverpool the league. For the second time, Steven Gerrard cost Liverpool the league. So today, with all that in mind, I don't envisage that we're going to get anything out of this game. I just need to see an improvement and look forward to the coming weeks to where we're going to find something that takes us out of this position that we're in. And he needs to find something. Not today. Whatever happens today, I think, is a free pass for him. But when we go into the next two games, I think he's got a lot of questions to answer, and he could very well be staring down the barrel of that the gun from our owners. And look, it's a strange situation to be sitting here going, we're getting nothing from this, because the last time I think I did this was the last time we played Man City, and we could have very well got something out of it. So whether he decides to go with that double pivot, play Dendoncker, play whoever beside Boubacar Kamara, I think it has to be. I think that's the key. I think that's Boubacar Kamara ducking in there in between the back two when we need him. And, I just don't see how we can stem the tide if he doesn't do that. So the ball is in your court, Mr. Gerrard, and we're going to find out in about 4.5 minutes.
Well, Paddy, we have some Rich B is put in some pretty confident. Now, I'm wondering, are these what you think will be, or is this information? Put it into the comments. So Rich B has come in and said same back four, but midfield is going to be Kamara, Luis, McGinn, and Ramsey, all starting in midfield with Bailey and Watkins up top in the same back four. I like that. Kamara, Luis, McGinn, and Ramsey.
Doesn't leave you with Bailey and Watkins up front. It leaves you with one off.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's only 4.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry.
4-4-2. Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if he goes 2 up top today. I just can't see it. I think it'll be centered.
Well, I would imagine that it would be 4-4-1-1. I can imagine Leon Bailey would probably be 4-5-1, to be honest with you, if that was the situation with Ramsey.
I don't see who he plays up front on their own either, because it can't be Ollie Watkins. Maybe it's Bailey dropping a bit deeper and trying to hit them on the break. I don't know. Just can't see how we're going to get anything out of this. It's tough. It's and the team selection could make it a whole lot tougher. Do we even know if Dendoncker recovered? He trained yesterday.
Yeah, like Dendoncker. I always thought potentially, well, not potentially. I always thought that both of them were never going to be thrown in against Man City, and now it looks like potentially
the case. Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, Rich. If you're right that we've got the same back four, I'm going to call it now. Ezri Konsa is going to get his lunch handed to him on a minutely basis by Erling Haaland. Ezri Konsa has not, and guys, I'm not just sticking the boot in. Just watch the games back. He's been exceedingly poor so far. And if Steven Gerrard plays him again, well, then everything you see on Twitter is justified, because it's a glaringly, obviously, he needs to be taken out of the team for his own benefit, because you can see he's hesitating and everything. And even like, I'm not the only one saying this. I've heard Dan Bardell say it as well. And I've been saying this since the Bournemouth game. The guy doesn't look ready yet to come back into the team after his injury, and he's proving it on the field week by week. I don't know. That would.
I think that's what we can hope for. Those that are listening and not viewing, it says Erling Haaland slips on a Balti pie and has a suspected broken leg. There's been a lot of talk that he wouldn't play today. I don't know how true that is. They've got Champions League during the week, and I know Champions League is 100% their focus this year. With regards to the 2 signings, I wouldn't play them today. I have this illogical fear of a Danny Drinkwater-esque debut. So leave the 2 guys where they are, throw them in next week, and let's start afresh after we've gone through this murderous row of fixtures that's absolutely killed us.
I think Bednarek, for me, I'll be confident with Bednarek starting. Look, as I say, I'm not going to roll it back, because some people don't think he's there's people out there who think that he's absolutely stone useless altogether. I don't share that opinion, and it's fine to have 2 different opinions on it. And I think that I would be okay with him starting. And look, guys, I would just want to go back to Konsa. Konsa has been a very good player for Aston Villa. Over the last 4 games, I think he's looked like he's not back to full physical fitness yet, or he's not up to the speed of things. He's not getting out. He's not getting his blocks in. He's been dribbled past and so on and so forth. And that's things that never happened to him. If you go back and look at his statistics historically, he's never really been dribbled past. Now he is at a very easy rate. And I just think that, when you take those strengths that he's had out of his game, he needs time to build himself up mentally again. I think we have the team.
We do.
We?
And
we do
throw your jingle in, because we're going to have...
I had to get my team alert in to wake people up, Paddy.
Because you're going to have the same tantrum now in a second.
Okay. Because Ezri Konsa is starting, I'm sure. And look, it's fine. Look, go prove me wrong. So the team is...
Rich was correct.
Rich was bang on. Absolutely bang on. Emi Martinez in goals. Cash, Konsa, Mings, and Digne. McGinn, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, Watkins, and Bailey. So Rich B, round of applause, bull bust for you. You got it on the nose, and fair play to you. The substitutes, we see no the Donker in the substitutes. His sore throat must be look, people wake up sick all the time. I saw stuff on the internet about going, oh my God, did they not do a proper medical on him? They would assign somebody if he had a sore throat. They would assign him because people, and maybe he didn't have it. Maybe he woke up the next day and he had a sore throat, and they went, okay, we're going to test you for COVID or whatever else, because some of those protocols are still in place. And they just said, listen, look, if you're not 100%, you're not 100%.
Yeah. And let's face it, Dendoncker trained with Wolves Thursday morning, then did a vigorous medical Thursday afternoon. Bear in mind that what goes on in those medicals, and you got to wear the mask when you're running and do all that kind of thing. It's very, very believable that he woke up with a sore throat yesterday morning. So he probably wasn't feeling 100%. But look, there you have it. It is what it is. I called that I didn't. I'm okay with the no changes, and we'll have no Danny Drinkwater-esque debuts today.
My biggest problem with this starting 11 and substitutes are that I genuinely can't see. Like, we have to. What's going to have to happen here is potential. And once again, this is the stupid thing. Like, if there's anybody out there that watches this thing religiously, can anybody out there remember where I started saying the phrase, we're going to have to wait for the first 10 minutes to be over to find out what the hell Jared has got going on out here? Because I'm the exact in this situation here, it's a 4-4-2 or even a 4-5-1 potentially here. We don't know, because he's got somebody playing out of position from what he's played them for his tenure so far. Somebody in that midfield is playing out of position from where he has played them already this season, if not two people playing out of position. All right, so that's my that's my thought process here. Is this a scared team? I don't think it's a scared team. I think it's probably a shrewd team. You want to be compact. You want to stop them breaking in the middle. And look, this is a team that is going out here not to get pummeled today. But what the big problem for me here is, if he needs to change anything up in midfield, he has to change the system.
Yeah.
Because he's to bring on 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". That's all we have in midfield. And I'm telling you this much, brings Ashley Young on in central midfield, you'll see the explosion over in Villa Park. You'll see me explode in the middle of Galway from Villa Park. Because, like, it just... And we've Marvellous Nakamba. We've Marvellous Nakamba, who he spoke about again today, and Sanson, he did the whole looking them in the eye, sitting down, having a chat with them, all this rubbish. And neither of them are on the bench here. And that's like, use them if you need to use them. And don't hope that they're going to get a move to the Czech Republic or wherever the feck is still open in the transfer window at the minute. Marvellous Nakamba or Morgan Sanson should be an option on that bench today, because they're number 8s and number 6s. Whereas what we have is we've got Ashley Young, who's nearly as old as my father. We've got Coutinho, we've got Buendia, and then we've got and we've got Archer and Ings, who, what's he going to do? Is he going to just fire on Archer and Ings to try and beat Man City? Like, it's just, sorry for getting so, I didn't expect myself to get so annoyed there about that, but like, the big problem here is he's gone out, he set up his team to start the game, and he's blind notions about what he's going to do in game here. Am I right or am I wrong? I could be wrong.
Unless he goes out with a flat back 4 and a flat midfield 4, which are playing in a 6 role as opposed to anything else, and we're going to lump balls up to Bailey and Watkins to go into the channels. That's the only system I can see from what he's put out there. And the worst part is, and you'll get to it in a second, we've got Gundogan, De Bruyne, and Haaland to deal with here. So we're not getting any favours from Manchester City.
Yeah. Let me share that. So let me change my screen share. No, as I say, I'm happy with the team he's put out. But once again, we've spoken about it there. And yes, look, the changes he is to make are exceedingly offensive. But what happens come 70 minutes? We're still 0-0. Okay, we've got a chance of getting something from this game. He's to bring on Buendia or Coutinho and change it up to be a more offensive formation, because he's got all he's more defensive or more structured midfielders, potentially structured midfielders on the field now. So what's he do? Bring on Ashley Young? Like, this is the thing. What he'll obviously end up doing here, I would imagine, is bring on Callum Chambers as a 6 or bring on Bednarek to play as a back 3. That's probably what he does. But once again, it blows the whole formation, the whole plan out the window. And he's done this a couple of times before. Watford last year, we were 0-0. He brings on 3 strikers, and tries to go for it. We get hit by Emmanuel Dennis and lose 1-0. You know, it's just things like this. It goes from plan A to plan Z, and there's nothing in between. And this has the potential to do it again. And I'm very animated, and I never expected myself to get that animated over it. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people in the comments will tell me I'm wrong, and I likely am as well. But here we go for the Man City lineup. There he is, looking at me, smiling already. But we've got Ederson in goals, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Cancelo, Rodrigo, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Foden, Haaland, and on the bench they've got Ortega Moreno, Ake, Joe Grealish, Alvarez, Sergio Gomez, Mahrez, Palmer, Lewis, and Wilson Esteban. Well, look, at least we can say that 3 players that our scouting team actually looked at, and we had great interest in. Well, one of them actually played was Grealish, Alvarez, and Gomez have made the Man City bench. So if we could just convince them to come to the club, maybe we'd be able to do something. But that's a joke as well, by the way, before anyone starts going mad in the comments. That is a joke. But look, that's a formidable team. That's a really formidable team. And
it's about as strong as it gets, like. You know,
in European football, it's about as strong as it gets. Like
in the world, like that's one of the best lineups in the world at the moment, and we're right to be worried. We're right to be a bit negative here. We've like I hope the negativity doesn't pass into the stands, because it needs to be a hostile environment. It needs to be the fans getting behind the team. That's the most important thing today. If we go out and we're 2-0 down at half time, people are going to leave. People are going to walk out. And what do you do? What do you do? You know, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because we saw a new dawn here. We saw a new dawn with all the money that we were promised that didn't come. The money that came out of our pocket that goes into the cost of running the club. And you know, they didn't exactly push the boat out financially, and now we're all a little bit more worried. But look, we need to get through today and push on next week.
I know. Apologies. We nearly got gate crashed by a little baby there. Very nearly got gate crashed by a little baby. So that's why I was waving that off camera there. I should have brought her in. Maybe it would have made people feel a little bit. Crack a smile, even though we have that Man City team up there. But I believe I agree with you, Paddy.
There's nothing likable about any person in that team, apart from their football ability. They just have a look on their face of assholes. Every one of them. Nothing likable about any one of them, unless you're a Man City fan. But on the pitch itself, they are absolute world class. There's a potential here to be absolutely destroyed. So
I never thought of that, Paddy. I never thought of that. Maybe that's what's wrong with us. Maybe that's what's wrong with us.
I don't think this is going to be the game that costs Gerrard his job. I don't think it's going to be the game that defines our season. I think they're coming up in the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks will define our season. Will define whether Gerrard has a future. But
the wonderful Ty Bracey, I was messaging him during the week, and he coined the phrase between the Leicester game could be El Sacico, between Gerrard and Rodgers, and I think it's hard to disagree. Like if we lose heavily today and we go out against Leicester and we lose and we don't put up a performance, you know. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Now, yeah, as you're saying, I don't think anything happens after today. But then again, conversely, Paddy, as Gerrard said, you're only one win, or you're only, like he said the opinion in football changes very quickly. I'm not sure it will at the moment. I think it will take a very consistent winning mentality or winning streak for this mood to change.
And you look at PRFC. Clark says, if it's 12-0, surely that'd be the end. Yeah, I agree. If we go out and have our worst ever defeat in history, I think it's very hard to come back from. But I don't envisage that's going to happen today. I do envisage we could lose 3 or 4-0. I don't see a 9-0, or I don't see anything like that for us. And I hope I'm right. I really hope I'm right. But I can't see anything. I can't see anything worse than 3 or 4-0, and that's what I'm predicting today.
I saw something up there from Ashley Priest, and I was wondering, was there going to be any update on Dendonker, because usually he has nuggets before games. They come out as to why people are there and aren't there, but no, that's why I was flicking through on that there. We're just going to remove the teams there, guys. For those of you who are joining us late, it's Martinez, Cash, Martinez. I should start pronouncing his name correctly. And sometimes I pronounce Steven Gerrard as well. So pull me up on those ones, guys. That's just my that's the way Irish people pronounce his surname. So Martinez, Cash, Kwanzaa, Mings, Digne, McGinn, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, Ollie Watkins, Leon Bailey. I'm sure Craig Butler will be delighted with that. Olsen, Chambers, Bednarek, Augustinsson, Young, Coutinho, Buendia, Archer, and Ings are our bench as well. So look, we will be coming back with a post match. I will be doing it from Shop Street in Galway. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay on the phone doing it, but we will do a post match after the game. I can guarantee you guys, if we win this game, there could be a bottle of champagne being sprayed all over Shop Street in Galway because, as I say, it could be completely out of the realms of possibility for something like that. But once again, I always go into a game, and I'm going to say this, and I mean it, and it's not just blind faith or anything like that. But I want Aston Villa to win every single game they play. I'm never going to be in the bucket of I hope they lose this game so somebody gets the sack. I'm never going to be in that bucket. So I'm just going to say that right now. So I don't want to be criticised for that if other people are in that bucket. But I do hope Aston Villa win today.
I have been in that bucket in the past.
Yeah.
But you have to give people a chance too. We've had a bad start. Will it continue? Probably not. I think we will start to get better next week. If we don't, then it's time to hit the red button. But I still don't want us to lose any games because whoever's coming in behind us needs to be able to grow and mature whatever he's left with into a proper Premier League squad that will get results. And we have to get behind the team. It's looking bleak. It's looking bleak for today, but we've got a few bodies in. Hopefully we can push on from next week. But for today, we've just got to get behind the team, get behind the manager, hope that we can make it a bit of a cauldron, make it hard for them to break us down and maybe hit them on the break. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I was taking the dog for a walk this morning and I was thinking back and I was there, when was the last time Villa won a game they had no right in the world to be winning? And I went, it's probably the 7-2 against Liverpool, and we're still dining out on it since. And some players are still dining out on it since as well. And I was just thinking, and I actually stopped, and I was did one of those it's like a rom-com or a TV or a movie thing where you just stop and you're staring at absolute nothingness, and you're start smiling on your face. And I actually caught myself doing it because the dog had stopped to relieve himself on a lamppost. And I caught myself doing it, and I went, imagine if that happened today. And I just kept on walking. And I went, don't be stupid. Go home and have your coffee. You haven't done any coffee yet. So if anyone can imagine me doing that this morning, I hope it's brought a smile to somebody's face because it absolutely 100% did happen. And look, if we do somehow crack a result out of this today, as I say, it could be the catalyst for a good season. It could be the catalyst for a good season, or it could be a flash in the pan. But once again, as somebody has mentioned here, this team needs both results and performances at the moment now, because we haven't been getting the performances. Even last year, we weren't getting performances, and sometimes we were getting results, bar the Southampton and Leeds game. I think we need it all together, because we've been saying since Christmas last year, we haven't had a 90-minute performance from this team, and the only 90-minute performances we've had from this team have been poor 90-minute performances. So, it's not something that's just crept in since the Bournemouth game. These 90-minute performances haven't been coming, and we need to start seeing those today. Today, no excuses that it's Man City. We need to see a 90-minute professional performance, head screwed on, everybody tunnel vision, doing their job, doing what they're supposed to do, and no silly mistakes. I do not want to see anybody try and kick a ball and for it to go up into the air, back behind, take a horrible bounce and spin on past Emi Martinez. I want to see confident. I want to see no hesitation. I want to see people if you're putting your foot through the ball, make sure it lands outside in Aston Hall. Just do not hesitate. If you're going to tackle someone, make sure you're taking him with you 5 yards and you're sliding 5 yards past him. No hesitation. Ezri Kwanzaa, no hesitation. No half tackling so the ball deflects off you and loops up over Emi Martinez. No going out to try and get to somebody with your hands behind your back and still not even getting within 5 or 7 yards of him and letting him cross the ball. If you can't get there, don't go. There's my team talk, lads. There's my team talk.
Well, my team talk is go out, keep it tight, don't dive in, because they will dive down if you dive in. 15 minutes. We need a good solid 15 minutes to keep them at bay, frustrate them, and hopefully then we can start trying to press on a little bit and hit them on the break. We've got two guys which I'm sure are going to run into either channel. That's exactly how I envisage it today. We're going to see loads of those raking balls into the corner to try and open them up and probably get a little bit of support in behind from the likes of Jacob Ramsey or on the wings from one of the fullbacks. That's the only way I can see this playing out. I'm still not confident. I still think a 3 or 4-0 is the best we can hope for.
Pierre Clark again is knocking him out of the park today. Am I presenting this in the next stream? My underscuffs. As I say, if we do win today, we'll do something in Shop Street. It won't involve nudity because that's a public order offence, and I don't want to be racking up any more of those. So it will be some sort of jovial occasion. I might just down a bottle of Jaeger or something like that live on camera and then black out. I don't know what I'll do, but we'll do something anyway if we do win. Guys, thanks so much everybody again. Well over 300 people there on the stream today. Really appreciate your time. I do have to head away because I do have to be gone. Look, as I say, it is what it is today. Let's see how we get on. Let's hope that the Connacht Lions keep up our fantastic unbeaten run when we meet up together, albeit we have a 100% record from one game. Let's keep that going. We will be back with a post-match stream again directly after the game at 7:30. We will be back. Actually, I'm speaking for Paddy. Paddy, are you around at 7:30?
I'm around, yeah.
Great stuff, because I'm gonna need you to drive it from the computer because I'll be doing it on my phone. So there could be some internet issues for me. But thanks so much, everybody. If you could give this a thumbs up, I really appreciate it. And I did forget about the voicemail podcast. I do apologize. I completely forgot to do it yesterday. So I will use the ones that you sent in after deadline day and the ones after tonight. We'll do a bumper one tomorrow. But really appreciate everybody jumping on. Get sorted, stay safe, and up the Villa.
Up the Villa.